What is up, everybody? It is me. It is Dean, and I am back with I guess another update video. Doing this kind of late at night. It's almost 2 a.m. Almost time for me to go to bed, but wanted to do a bit of an update. So a lot is going on, but I have not been a part of much of it. The dragon fight happened, and I was at work, so I missed it. I did kill the dragon myself, though, and I also killed the wither, which I did over here in one of the back corners. Actually, I haven't been back here in a while, but as you can see, I've been adding a lot of grass to all of this, and I have not made it this far yet, but I got some wings. There is a shulker farm going on, but yeah, this is where I did the wither fight. Surprisingly, the wither did not do much damage to the place, because it's like this. I think this is the most of it. It's otherwise relatively untouched. I thought it would destroy a lot of this, but apparently not. It's very considerate. Very considerate wither. So, but there's one thing I want to go show off a little bit. Any life updates to mention? Not really. Tax return is supposed to be due today, or hopefully by the time I wake up in the morning. And should be a good chunk of money, and I'm looking to take a vacation with that in April, with part of that, and then also prepare for my move in at the end of August. That's really the only big thing. Otherwise, I've been working. Still waiting on my degree to arrive from my classes. I contacted the school about it, and I think I sent out a request, a formal request, asking for it, because it's supposed to be shipped out within like 10 weeks of graduation. I'm pretty sure 10 weeks has passed, so. But this way, I said I was going to make something out of this, and I stopped after a bit because I noticed that Panda and Nixer were building in the area, and I think they built something else. They've been making use of the over this way, I think. Oh no, this is the main area. Here's the box. There's like poison spider spawners out here and stuff, and they've been making use of all of that, like over here and stuff. So that's partially why I moved to a new location. But I wanted to make something out of this, and so I remade the Temple of the Dog, and sent Shaston on a little bit of an adventure. Yeah, so this dog statue I actually found online. It's a smaller version, and I'm quite proud of building it because I based it off of a single picture that was at like a 3/4 view, like up high from like over here, except it was like more like up there. So it was kind of annoying to build, but I managed to build it, and it looks pretty good. The floor here is from a Royal Blood album called Typhoons, which I may show on screen if I remember to. Shasta and I are both fans of the band, and I wanted to do some sort of scavenger hunt adventure thing, and so he went and collected some records based off of a bunch of clues, which he had to kind of decipher. It went off, I'd give it a C+, B-. There was a couple hiccups along the way. The first coordinates, I guess, were not as exact as I thought. I think they were exact when I dug down, but then I built the box off-center. So the records were in a box for 2 of the 3. The third one was kind of off to the side because when I dug down, I ended up in lava. I actually almost died. which is why I made such a safe way down. I kind of hoped that Shawston would get a bit of a scare dropping into it, but because there's water that you swim down into, I thought he would block off the water and just dig down, but he just used the water for protection, for safety. But yeah, collect 3 of these, and out of these you get the next clue, and then the reward, which was a Totem of Undying. The final clue book Shawston actually got it right away, but because I had the coordinates flipped, the Z and the X should have been flipped around. It created a confusion that caused a bit of a delay on his end, but for the most part it worked out. So I just it's really just proofreading my own stuff and double checking everything. So, but the redstone is actually really simple. As you can see in here, there's a bunch of junk. This is, for one, to fill in the space, but also to make this, it's basically a key system. So if you throw this in here, it's supposed to activate the dispenser, or the dropper in this case, which all of these output a redstone signal, and if you add one more to the hopper, it extends the signal just far enough to reach the rest of the system, which then unlocks the key, the lock. So yeah, the way it works is, as you can see, the redstone signal goes up to here, and when you throw the disc in, it extends to here, hits the repeater extends the signal into the dropper spits out the item. So, pretty simple. The only tricky part in this case is making sure nothing intersects, which is why it looks kind of weird. Yeah, it's a simple but effective redstone system. So, I intend to use this build a few more times. I have some ideas to use this for other people in the future, but I think I might give some time in between. So, and welcome back, I think. So, it's been, I think, a couple weeks since I paused the recording. I actually continued my recording, but didn't have anything more to say at the time, so I just kind of left it in hopes that I would continue it later, and I have. So last time we did one of these adventure things for Shawston. This time we did one for Mukluk. I'll show it off here. This is Crump Marge, very Simpsons themed for this part. Yeah, Temple of the Dog is going pretty well. I'll show you what's going on back here. So yeah, I wanted to do something for Muck, and I would like to do stuff for a few others. For Mukluk, I gave him some nostalgia by rebuilding the castle, and brought it to within 95% accuracy, just about. There's stuff like this, where I didn't fill the chest up. This book, hello. I don't remember what this book was. I have a copy of the old Season 3 world, and I was in creative mode. It turns out that you can't punch a book off of an item frame in creative mode, because that destroys the book, so I never got to read it. But everything else is pretty much accurate. I took the roofs out because I don't have much of a ceiling in here. Also, these banners are supposed to be pink, but I had red, so. But yeah, the roof of the cave is not very high in a lot of places, as you can see. Pretty low. So instead, I decided to do stuff like this, and in some of these smaller towers, I got kind of lucky with where they were. This one, yeah, this one has a bit of cave up here. This part, that I incorporated into the build, and so I turned these into the areas that Muck had to explore to find the records. A little bit of parkour there. These are one of the records were. So, and I was so happy to see Muck's reaction on stream for this one. I'm glad he was streaming on a Wednesday, because that's one of my days off of work. So, and I got to see his reaction live, which was good, and he seemed really happy to see this bit of nostalgia for him. And it's not just the inside, it's the outside as well. And the third tower, I'll go show this off a little bit. Close this door. Excuse me, sir. Ow. Third tower, I decided to put in here. I was going to put it roughly where it normally is on the Season 3 world, but I decided to move it over here because I had this space to work with. And again, I didn't want to put a roof in, so I just built it up into the top of the cave. And, yeah. So, like I said, I am going to look into continue doing more of these for other people. I'm going to focus on people who record and or stream first. I already have an idea for who I want to target next. But, I don't think I've seen them on the server much lately, so we'll see. But yeah, I have a couple ideas in mind for a couple people, and we'll see how long I continue to do this. But, yeah, things are going pretty well on this front. That's pretty much all I've been doing on the server, is working on stuff like this. I'll give you a sneak peek. This is my storage room for all my terracotta when I design these floors. This is part of what I'm working on back here. This is the only hint of what I'm working on next. I'm going back to my old ways of Season 4 for a moment, digging all that out. So, go up to the viewing area. I closed this off since last time. There's Crump Marge. Funny thing about this is that the image, so this box is actually, I think it's 25 blocks this way, but only 24 blocks that way, I think. I might have miscounted. However, with the image is actually only 21 blocks tall up to there. So it only goes up to like here. So I had to add in this extra bit of negative space to fit it. I was trying to work from the top down, or kind of fill in things from both ends, and I noticed stuff wasn't lining up, and I had to check the image, and yeah, the image is wider than it is tall, so I had to move all this down to the bottom and create a bunch of negative space up top, but it works out. So, but yeah, I haven't really done anything else elsewhere. Anything to update on real life? A couple things. I got my tax return. I'm going to take a vacation in April. A new vacation, going somewhere new this time. Going to Los Angeles. Just going to go to California. I got a friend out there, and we're just going to hang out for a few days. We got a few adventures in mind, so we'll be doing some of that. I'm not going to hang out in Los Angeles itself much at all, because I don't really care for the city much at all, despite it being like Hollywood and everything. But oh yeah, I moved all this, moved all my storage to the new base. I guess I can show that off, maybe. I got some stuff to talk about. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. Also, UHC Season 33 is being planned, as well as the April Fool's UHC. I'm pretty much not going to attend the April Fool's UHC if that one happens, because I'm already taking time off for the vacation. So I guess you can technically count that as the first UHC I've missed since Season 4, but I don't really count those as official UHCs. So Now, as for Season 33, I did take off the Saturday after my vacation ends. So I'm kind of hoping that the UHC lands on that day. If it doesn't, then the only way I'd be able to attend is if the date is at the end of the month or near the end of the month, because by then it'll be like a couple weeks after the vacation and I can just request another day off and it should be fine. But I don't want to request too much time off in short order, especially because I'm on the second half of my lease and I really want to start saving up money to potentially move at the end of August. So I don't know where I want to go yet. I do have an idea of what I want to do. The dream is to move to one more place and stay there for about a year, and then after that year decide where I want to settle down at. I want to start settling down and actually like trying to save up money, try to like, you know, plant my roots and settle somewhere, pick a place where I can live long term, because I've been semi-nomadic since like 2015, I want to say. It's about 7 years. So I'm turning 30 this December. So figure it's about time to start settling down, because as much as I love traveling and exploring, I don't think I'm going to get much headway if I keep moving around all the time. So yeah. See, I moved all my storage away from here, and I actually put it over this way. Ooh, it's kind of framey. Here we are. It's very ugly. I'm probably going to reorganize this soon, but I basically just moved all my stuff here, and I'm going to play with different designs for this, and figure out what looks best, because right now it looks like it just looks ugly, but everything's here. So, but this cave is pretty much natural and built into the wall here. So, but yeah, so that's my plan for the future. I would like to, my dream right now is to move to either Washington State or Oregon, and then either stay there or move on to Vancouver in Canada, which reminds me that I want to make an effort to get my passport going. Oh, that bone disappeared. I want to do that this year, maybe before I move. I was planning on doing that with my tax return, and what I did with my tax return is I put all that money into my rent, which will pay off a couple months, and which means all of March and April will be essentially rent and utility free, and I can use that time to build my credit for the vacation and the move, and get my passport ready, I guess. Because yeah, I gotta decide where I want to move to and potentially settle down at. I did not carve this out, but it's pretty interesting. So yeah, anything else going on? Not really. My roommate is still going from job to job, it seems. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. He was working, like, I think he's trying to get security jobs. He's also working at he was working at a pizzeria for a little bit, and now he's working at a bakery and that's probably not going to last, because he says he's got a new security job lined up that he has to wait a few weeks for whatever he's got to wait on. And yeah, it's it's all weird. It's hard to follow. There's some days where it's like, as soon as I understand what his schedule is, it changes. So like today, leading up to today, he would leave at like 5 p.m., come home at 5 a.m. So it's kind of getting used to that, and now he doesn't do that anymore. Instead, he left at 9:45, and he's going to be home around 7 a.m., which is great and all for recording like right now, but I don't know how long that will last. So who knows? But that is my biggest concern about the CHC coming up. If I'm able to attend, I'm most likely going to live stream, but I'm probably not going to put a serious effort into it because of my roommate potentially being home during that time. I don't know what he'll be doing, maybe sleeping. But if, he's got his TV in here and he decides to watch like Family Guy or whatever, he watches a lot of Family Guy, that's going to bleed into the content. So maybe I'll just record it instead or something. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what to do with that. Because I don't want to get like a copyright strike or anything like that on streaming, even though I hardly ever do it. So we'll see how that goes. He's usually pretty considerate though about stuff that I'm doing, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, still at my job. I intend to continue working here until did I do this? I hope I did. Well, I'm about to do it now. I intend to continue working at my job through the end of my lease. As long as nothing ultra bad happens that causes me to hate it. Or if I, some strange reason, end up getting fired, which I doubt will ever happen. But yeah, I intend on sticking around till the end of the lease. I don't want to bounce from job to job. Occasionally my roommate will be like, hey, I got this job and you might be interested in it too, because it pays even more than the one you got, or whatever. And it's like, nah, I like the stability of staying at this one job instead of bouncing from place to place. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here. Because I would say I would live comfortably paycheck to paycheck. As in, I can pay my rent and bills just fine, and if something goes wrong, I'm not immediately screwed. I have a little bit of leeway to where I can try to fix things before they get any worse. Having, weekly paychecks helps out a lot. So, and with how relaxed the job is, like I can easily work more or less hours just however I want, it seems, because like I was hired through a third-party company and basically I'm assigned to the rental company that I'm working at. So like there's not much supervision going on, and even when I do change my schedule around, like for example, I'm consistently showing up an hour earlier, but I'm also leaving an hour earlier, and they don't seem to care. But that's kind of part of the plan, which is to gradually work more hours as I get closer to my lease ending. That way I can save money faster. So just going to trim this up a little bit. That way we have somewhat of a short line. There. Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on. Not much else going on in life. Winter is almost over. We're in the part of winter where it's moody. Some days are warmer than others. For example, we've been seeing... We got out of the negative temperatures for the most part. We've been hanging around like the 30s Fahrenheit, which is long sleeve shirt weather instead of winter jacket. I get to bring my light jacket. It's great. Except today and tomorrow it's in the 20s Fahrenheit. And then on Friday it's supposed to be like 14 Fahrenheit with a -4 at night. So, well into the negative Celsius. But then after that, it gets up into the 40s and even a couple 50s throughout the next week. So, oh, that breaks that. That's important to remember. Was not expecting that to happen. Here we go. I just put the smooth stone in there. Do this. And give me this. Because I'm going to put it into here. Nope, oop. Nope. I promise you, I will get used to this eventually. Hopefully. Okay. That should do for this episode. Yeah, so things are going pretty well. Hopefully things get better. Not much to talk about these days. But, weather's getting warmer. Lease ending is drawing closer. And, might look to settle down soon. And maybe, hopefully, get into stuff that's, you know, in my... Oh yeah, that's one last thing I can mention. I officially received my digital cinematography degree in the mail the other day. So I can officially make it official that I am officially a graduate. So, nice. So yeah, that should do for today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I shall see you all next time.